Freedom as the ability to be disliked. If you are a manifestor, an empathic person, or a people's pleaser, this video is for you. Especially, I'm going to be talking to manifestors on this video. I'm a manifestor in human design, and I feel like you still will get value if you're an empathic, but maybe you have another energy type. I'm a Pisces in astrology as well, so you might also relate to what I'm going to be talking about. When I hear this title this morning, freedom as the ability of being disliked, really called my attention, because I think that's a lot of what they say, the energy of manifestors. They say that manifestors, since we are very little, we are this very wild, strong energy. And for the most part, I don't want to say for everyone, because I'm sure some people grew up in very harmonious family dynamics. But for those of us that, grew up in dysfunctional families, we probably were seen as this very wild creature that needed discipline. And I think, we understand the energy of manifestors as a very wild, rebellious energy. And that's what we are meant to be. We are not meant to be these chilled, easygoing person that just sits and watches, the world. Our energy, it's an action energy, right? By us taking action, by us doing things, it's how we create impact and we inspire others. So I relate so much to this sentence, this title of finding freedom in the ability to be disliked, because of course I learned, by not feeling that I was allowed to embrace my strong, wild energy since I was little. It's just one of those things that I feel like most manifestors, we have that knowing that since we were very little, we were kind of leaders everywhere we were, and that we wouldn't seem for being those leaders, right? So it's kind of conflictive, because that energy, that knowing, is inside of us, but we learn in different ways to block that energy. But that doesn't mean that energy goes away. So the thing we learn to survive, of course, is that we need to make everyone happy, right? If you are seen as too much or too strong, then you're conditioned that that's something negative, that's something bad. And we learn how to do all kind of crazy things to make sure that people don't see us like that. And that's what the people's pleaser is, being a people's pleaser is. And breaking down that idea a little bit, that behavior a little bit, it's very interesting. And it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like a tender subject still. It feels a little like, oh God, I'm still working on that. I'm still learning how to get rid of those layers, So pretty much breaking this behavior down, going back to childhood, it's that because we weren't receiving that validation for our strong and big energy, we weren't being seen and heard and validated by having that strong, wild energy. I think I explained this already. So we learned we weren't feeling safe inside of our little bodies. Being ourselves wasn't a safe thing. It wasn't safe to be wild. It wasn't safe to be a leader. It wasn't safe to follow our desire to do whatever we wanted. I was kicked out of 5 schools. And I was shamed for still, when I tell people that, I went to 5 schools, like I get that, wait, what? There's a lot of shame in the way. And of course, probably because I was being shamed since I was very little for being a wild, strong creature. I wasn't allowing myself to flow in that energy. So probably the way I was expressing my energy was in a low vibration. I wasn't embodying the beauty of my energy. So we're not feeling safe, and psychology explains that, of course, little babies, it's a primary need of any baby to be able to feel safe to him. Not only babies, kids, right? We need that sense of security. So we find that security for us, which is so insane. And I'm rooting here for you, other manifestors out there. That safety, we gain that safety by getting validation. So we stop doing the things we truly want to do. We stop being authentic, and we start pleasing everyone, doing whatever everyone else wants us to do, and being whoever, in a way. I know, especially me. I didn't fully stop being myself. But there are a lot of layers of me that did. That's why it's still kind of like, I'm realizing I'm having a breakthrough here by explaining these things to you guys. So yeah, validation becomes a massive thing for manifestors, and we learn these crazy ways to get that from people, to make sure that everyone is gonna like us, because feeling that people don't like us make us feel unsafe. That's the I wanted to break that down so badly, because that's what it is. Feeling dislike is not safe for manifestors. I feel like I kind of feel the dysregulation right away in my body. Like I get a little like, oh, this person is not gonna like me. I need to. My nervous system starts going crazy. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep in that, but yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge, that feeling inside of most of us manifestors. Good news. There's a lot we can do. We don't have to living life that way. Thanks to the people I listened to this morning, I'm having this breakthrough. And hopefully by me having this breakthrough, it's giving you some light in how you can start changing this belief and behavior in your personal life. So I came up with a little exercise that I want to share, and I want to also share a little example of how that's still presenting in my life and the way I'm taking action to overcome the behavior and the belief. I'm gonna start first with the exercise, and the exercise, it's 3 steps. I think you can also apply this for other areas, other parts of your personality you might be working on. But I feel like the first step is practicing anything that works for you to regulate your nervous system. For me, yoga helps me so much. Meditating, doing breath work. The more practices I do, I feel like I need variety. Like I don't like doing one thing, forever. I need to find, new things, exciting things, switch up things. So those are the things that work for me to regulate my nervous system. I've been wanting to get into cold plunge more often, but as you guys can see in San Francisco, we don't even get real summer. It's very cold here. I'm freezing at the moment. So, but yeah, I've heard ice therapy is very good to regulate nervous system, infrasauna, many ways. Find yours, try yours, master yours. but first step, definitely regulating nervous system. And the second that has been working for me a lot, again, you can find your own version of this, but journaling / writing down. Writing down when the situation presents for you, how you really feel about what's happening, right? And the thing is that when you create that regulation first, so after the regulation, you're grounded. And when we are grounded, it's easier, of course, to connect to our emotions, to understand our emotions and our needs. So a lot of the times what we start finding is that, and I'm going to share the situation that I just went through, but a lot of the times what we find when we are being people's pleasers, when we are searching for external validation, when we sit down and start writing down, and again, like it could be just meditating, going on a walk, when you start reflecting about that thing that happened, you start realizing that you said things that you didn't want to say, that you ended up opening up too much too quickly to the person, that you ended up giving more than you really want. It's bananas, honestly. It's really insane. We're learning, and yeah, as I said, we got it. So, two amazing steps that already give you a lot of understanding and empowerment, right? You, with these two steps, you get back your power, and then it's time to take action. But again, the fact that we are people's pleasers, and I'm in my mid-30s, that means I've been a people's, I have a master in being a people's pleaser. 35 years, it's a lot of years, understanding others' needs before mine. So, and again, like if we're people's pleasers, for the most part, we are massive empathic. For people that are not manifestors or Pisces, but you still feel like you are empathic, you are gonna relate to the fact that taking action, it's hard, right? Taking action in doing the opposite is really hard. So what I want to say is that for the taking action step, which is the third part of the exercise, please also reflect in what level you are. So I like to think that there is a small, medium, and large way to take action. I took a small to medium action yesterday, and I feel so freaking proud of myself. But I wasn't able, and you're gonna see how amazing it presented to me. It wasn't small. It was a small, medium action. I feel like for a while I've been taking a small action, but yesterday I was able to go from a small to medium. It's not large yet, and I'm still kind of like shaking. I went to an amazing yoga class today, and I want to say my nervous system is not fully regulated. I still feel a little bit like, 35 years of being in a way that's not natural to who I am, that is not authentic to who I am. I'm changing that in real life at the moment. And okay, so those are the 3 steps for the exercise. And now I want to share the experience. I'm not gonna go into details, but I want to give you a general idea of what happened and how I was able to see that it was a small to medium action step that I took yesterday. So I got a job offer, but it was since the beginning. Now I can see that it wasn't a yes for me inside my body, inside my everything. I was kind of insecure since the beginning. I was like, okay, I'll take it. I kind of need it at the moment. I'll make it work, right? And the situation is, the typical that happens to any empathic people's pleaser. It was friends of friends. So because I have this friendship, in middle of the job offer, I was like, okay, of course I don't want to, I want to please my friends, right? So I say yes to a lot of things that in reality I don't want to do. And I started maybe 2 weeks ago I started noticing some level of anxiety. And I was like, okay, I think I need to make more questions. I need to have another call with these people just to make sure that I understand exactly what I'm going to be doing. Because for example, the schedule of the job was a little extreme, and it wasn't going to match very well with the other things that I'm doing at the moment. And I was like, the other thing that I'm doing at the moment, including this, it's so important for me that I didn't want to compromise my needs, what is important for me. So I honestly, 2 days before the call, inside of me, I knew it was a no. But then, because I'm a pleaser and I want everyone to feel comfortable, right? And I'm an empathic person and so understanding and so compassionate of everyone's, situations. I was like, well, I'm going to speak on the phone, make a lot of questions. And I was still thinking, like, because maybe what I'm intuiting, like what I'm imagining that the situation might be, it's something wrong. I still want to make sure I can keep a good relationship with them, especially because they're friends of friends, right? So on the call, I made all the questions I needed, and they make everything look like it was going to be perfect. But the tone on the conversation, I noticed it was one of those moments. We all have these moments where our intuition is screaming inside of us, right? So the conversation is like, it's going, kind of fast, but inside of you, everything slows down, and you have that knowing, like, this person, I was very understanding and compassionate and kind with their situation, but I noticed their tone wasn't as empathic and compassionate with my needs, right? There wasn't like, oh my God, totally understand where you're coming from. We can, find, meet in the middle of, what you need and what we need. No. They were like, this is what we need and everything's going to be great and la da 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 da. And I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, I didn't find an excuse, or I didn't find a way on the call to say I'm not comfortable and I don't feel qualified to do the job. So I won't accept the offer. I didn't say it on the call. I ended up saying, sure, let's meet up on Monday. And then I hung up the call. And it took me 5 minutes of feeling this anxiety. Almost I was kind of shaking inside. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing if I already knew it was a no? But I had to sit with the feeling and reflect a little bit. And I was like, okay, yeah, on the call, I got that intuition hit saying, these people are saying yes to everything. But after a couple of weeks, you start going to see the real them. And they're going to start demanding. If they're not understanding your needs now, today, very simple needs, they're not going to meet or understand your needs later on. So in the past, I would have taken the job, and probably after a week of feeling like shit, I would have, canceled the job. And that would have been a small action step. And the way I noticed that it was small to medium this time, it was because it took me only 5 minutes after the call to send an email. I say, hey, thanks so much for the call and answering my questions. I still feel like I'm not qualified for the job. Thanks for your offer. Best of luck. Goodbye. So all this to show you we can improve, and this is a baby step to it. Today I still feel, as I said, a little dysregulated, but a big part of my heart feels so freaking proud of myself. And I cannot wait. I already see like the light at the end of the tunnel. It feels bigger. So this is me today. I know things are going to be, because what happens is that we start making these steps, and, after the first one, taking the second one, I have another similar situation like this, and then it would be easier for me to say no, to recognize how I feel internally, right? So it gets easier and easier, better and better. And that's all for today. empathics, manifestors, people's pleasers out there. I see you. I love you. And please, if you have questions, if you want to share some comments, if you got any insight from this video, please share in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I cannot wait to continue sharing the things that I learned. I hope to see you on my next video. Peace and love.